Today on the channel, everybody's got a prize for the Jakks Classic Superstars Ring Giant $1 Million Man.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jakks Ring Giant Jakks Classic Superstars exclusive unboxing and review. A Tuesday tradition here on the channel is every Tuesday we're counting down, talking something Jakks Classic Superstars. And in today's video, we got the Ring Giant Ted DiBiase, the Toys R Us exclusive. But for all your modern day wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. In the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, we've unboxed the Ultimate Warrior. We've unboxed the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Now we're getting Ted DiBiase. And of course, the Ring Giants line was a Toys R Us exclusive as far as classic superstars, but there was a regular release with current superstars at the time that was available at your Walmarts, Targets, KB, everywhere toys were sold. But these were exclusive to Toys R Us, and gotta be honest, hard times for these didn't quite move the needle. I think classic superstars did skew to the older collector instead of the kids, and I think the Ring Giant Classic Superstars and the Ring Giant line was geared more towards little kids, and the adult collector not really wanting classic superstars in this format. That's why we saw such deep clearance to the Piper and Ted DiBiase. Of course, you didn't see any clearance with Ultimate Warrior because he was just, everybody wanted that Ultimate Warrior. It makes all the sense in the world. But poor Ted right here, you can see right off the top, $24.98 down to $13.98, then final clearance $6.98. So these went pretty cheap by the end of things. That is why it is very hard to find these mint on card in a really nice packaging. Now I bought this one to open up because it's all beat up, of course, but I do have a minty one in box I got way back in the day when this line was coming out. So I don't feel too bad about opening this one up, but this is very hard to find loose, and it's very hard to find mint on a mint in box, I guess we'll call it here, in good shape. Now, one thing I do see with a lot of loose ones of these, if you do come across them, the silver of the suit is not aged well. It's kind of flaked off and almost like, looks like it has mold spots on it. So buyer beware on loose ones. You got to really look it over. No idea what we're walking into here. This could absolutely disintegrate out of the package. I hope not, but you never know. Stranger things have happened with these. But an interesting idea, one that really didn't resonate with the consumer. And as we always say here on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. That's what you hope Jakks did, and that's probably why they abandoned ship on Ring Giant Classic Superstars after the first series. Kind of was what it was. But let's look at the packaging on this one. Like I said, beat up packaging box on it. Big window box there. Would look really great with a big autograph on it. There's no doubt about it. All those price stickers I was mentioning. Classic Superstars, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Ring Giant, Ted in all of his glory there. And then, of course, you got the big $1 Million belt. And as far as all the Ring Giants go, this is the most deluxe of the bunch. He's got soft goods. He's got the big belt. A lot going on with this Ted DiBiase, so it's not a bad figure, I don't think. I guess we'll see what happens when we get him out of the package here. Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man on the side. Got old Ted doing his thing over here on this side, and this is an interesting note on this one we're going to get to when we look at the back. And there you go. We got Ted. You got the cross-sell. You got the big cross-sell down here. And then, of course, the tail of the tape. Now, one thing you notice on the back of the package, look at Ted's outfit. It is in green. Isn't that a little strange? Isn't that a little peculiar? As the final edition here is in silver. So somewhere between the prototype stage and mass production, we lost the color. We went from green to silver. I have never seen a green version of this, but you know it has to exist somewhere, I would imagine, unless it was destroyed. But that is one of those interesting things from the Jakks Class Superstars line, no doubt about it. But there you got Piper on the back, Warrior, of course. Let's see what it says about old Ted DiBiase back here. 14-inch posable action figure. Ted DiBiase debuted 1976, 240 pounds, height 6'3", finishing moves, the $1 Million Dream, titles, WWE Tag Team Champion, $1 Million Champion, and of course, King of the Ring. Favorite quote, every man has his price, and he sure does. And Ted DiBiase quite the bad guy back in the day with my little daughter Elle, when she was just really little and started getting into wrestling. We were watching some classic wrestling, and she hated Ted DiBiase more than anybody in this world. She still hates him to this day. She remembers those things where putting money down people's throat, kicking a ball away from a little kid. That just got her so fired up. And just crazy to think all these years later, those still work, those skits that are 30, 40 years old, whatever, what is time, as we do say. And then, of course, we all know the hatred my dad has for the DiBiase family. Never forget that one. We've talked about that many times on the channel. We won't go into it again here today. We'll save that story again for another day. But I'm going to take this offline, getting him out of the package. There's a lot of twist ties, stuff like that. We'll be back talking ring giants, Ted DiBiase. All right, we got Ted DiBiase out of the package here in all of his glory, and he's shining bright like a diamond is what he's doing here. But let's start off with some accessories first. Let's start with this $1 million belt. And man, oh man, pretty crazy. We never got another belt in the Ring Giants line, at least that I know of. I believe the Warrior, 1 of 25, of course, he got for himself. That did come with a world title belt. But besides that, I don't think we got any belts besides this $1 million belt, which is a little extra value here. Now, it does have a little of that jakks sticky disease. Not the worst I've ever had, but just a hair of it going on. You got all those diamonds looking really good there. You got the strap like a regular strap. Just a big glammed up version of the $1 million title. And that is a pretty cool piece of accessory here for Ted DiBiase. Very on brand with him, as we do know. I am here for this. So this does look very, very nice. I like that accessory. And like I said, Ted comes with the most accessory of any ring giant. He does have his soft goods outfit on. Now it is removable. It has Velcro all the way down, so you can remove the pants, you can remove the top, all that kind of stuff. But we do know, especially with things like this, you take it off, never quite goes back on the way you want it to. And I think this would be a perfect example of that. And with this being a little bit older, I don't think I'm ever going to take this off. So for glamour shots, they're not going to be Ted bare-skinned here. It's going to be him in the suit. I'm not taking all this off because it will not go back on the way I want it to. I just know, I can feel it, I can see it how it is. That's just the way it is. And I'm surprised we don't see more of these loose out there without all the clothing, because if a kid did get this for like $6.98 on clearance, you think he'd strip Ted naked just down to his tighty whities or his blacky whities, tighty blackies? Sure, whatever you want to call it. But I haven't seen many of those, so I don't know. It's an interesting one. But I am happy to report there's no like molding or anything like that, no disintegrating or anything going on with this, so I am happy to see that on this one here. But he's an interesting looking guy there. He's got the nice gold, nice shine across the board on this, looking really, really nice. All day long you see this head, you know this is Ted DiBiase. Looks just like him. Big screaming, kind of laughing mouth, I guess is what it is. He's laughing. He's yucking it up right there. Who knows what's going on? And then you got the nice kind of blonde highlights against the brown hair. The head turns back and forth, up and down. Plenty of movement here. Arm side to side at the elbows, of course. Then the arm does go around. You're not going to be able to do it with this coat on, though. Same thing. You get knee articulation. You get ankle articulation, waist articulation. You get side to side in there as well. So decent articulation for these big figures. I've just never understood who are these figures really, really for. Of course, the classics not really being for kids, but even the regular ring giants. I always felt like a lot of kids don't want that. They don't want huge figures to play against. They're not putting on a shelf to display. It just kind of always seemed an interesting line to me, really, at the end of the day. But people bought them. I saw them, and you see them around from to this day at flea markets, toy shops, things like that. So somebody was buying them, but I don't think they sold in the levels of the Ruthless Aggression, Adrenaline packs, things like that. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. But Ted, for what this is, I like it, and I'm glad mine's not disintegrated. It's in good shape. I guess I'll keep my eyes on it over the next couple of years as it sits in my collection. Will it start to fall apart? Who knows? Time will only tell on that one here, but with the extra title belt that he comes with, gotta say, a very solid figure, especially if you got this for $6.98 or lower back in the day. Gotta get a deal, as we do know, no matter the year. If 2023 or 2002, who cares? Get a deal. But there it is, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Ring Giant, an interesting one. Did you have this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And we got even more content for you on Patreon, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, you name it, all going on over there at the old Patreon channel. Of course, Patreon, your best way to support this channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.